back to another Axel 72 video, and today I'm back with another interview, and I'm here with Billy Underwood. How are you, mate?
All good, mate. All good, you?
Yes, I am great. I very much appreciate you doing this, lad.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, and so you're a 5-0 middleweight, that's 25, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and if you are new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, the question which I always like to start off with is, who inspired you to get into boxing?
No one really inspired me, to be honest, mate. All my family are football, so I was always brought up around football. I remember quite early in primary school, I must have been about 11, something like that. There's a group of us that went down a boxing gym, about 5 of us, and each week, more and more, my mates dropped out, and I just carried on, mate. I got a buzz for it, I got the addiction for it, and just cracked on.
Yeah, it seems like that's a similar story to a lot of people where they just get hooked instantly.
Yeah, 100%. It's saying, if you've got it in you, when you walk in a boxing gym, it's saying you can really get addicted to it.
Definitely. And so you then went down the amateur career route like many other fighters do. And so do you remember what happened in your first amateur fight?
I lost my first 2 amateurs as it goes. I lost my first 2. Really didn't like that feeling, and then ended up stopping my next 2, which showed obviously I trained hard. So I lost my first 2, stopped my next 2, and I won about 3 or 4 on a spin after that. And then I went in and I started going in the ABAs quite early, to be honest, which is a good thing. My amateur coach, Stevie Waters, he had faith in me and was comfortable with putting me in with the top boys, and I won some, I lost some, and I learned from it all.
Definitely. And so what would you say is your biggest achievement from the amateurs?
I got to the national semis at my last year as an amateur. I won a silver at the Bots Cup. I won a couple of London titles. Won a few things. You know what, mate? I think the amateurs. Sorry, mate.
That's right.
Sorry, mate. The amateurs for me was like sort of one big learning experience for the pros. That was always how I looked at it. I always wanted to turn over. And then when I got a bit older and my style, I think, adapted to the pros a lot better.
And so how many, if you can remember a kind of number of amateur fights, did you have?
I think I had about 43, something like that.
So that's a good number realistically.
Yeah.
And so you touched on it a little bit, but why did you turn pro when you did?
I was sparring a lot of pros towards the back end of my amateur career, and sort of the way, my style and everything, so you end up mirroring them. Everything sort of slowed down, and I adjusted to it really well, a lot better than what I did in the pros, in the amateurs. Sorry. So I knew from then that it was definitely the route I wanted to go down.
Definitely. And then so you went on to have your 5 fights, and I was just wondering, which fight has been, or would you say is your toughest fight to date?
I mean, obviously, all respect to all journeymen, they're so good at what they do. Obviously, they don't give a lot out. Someone that I had a lot of respect for going in there, and everyone in the game has, is Kevin McCauley. You can just see that he's seen it all. When you're in there with him, he's just seen it all. He's boxed everyone, so that was a really good experience. Obviously, going off of the back of experience and pedigree and stuff like that, probably Tommy Jacobs, who I boxed last, is probably to have the best amateur pedigree and stuff like that. So that was a good experience and all.
Definitely. And then so what would you say is your best performance so far?
It'd have to be the Tommy Jacobs performance. Everything we was working on in that camp sort of fell together, and it's the first sort of time as I was in there I could feel things unravelling exactly how we planned in camp, which is good.
Yeah, that's good to hear that you are improving whilst you go on.
100%. And when you've been working on things for 8-10 weeks and they start to happen on a night, it's a nice feeling.
Definitely. And so you've got this fight for, am I right in saying October 1st?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 5 weeks yesterday.
And so have you started your camp for that, or is it just up in intensity?
Yeah, no. So I started about the 9 week mark of official camp, I was in and out of the gym, ticking over. Had my break from obviously the Jacobs fight, and then I was ticking over, and then from the 9 week mark from now, so I've been in camp for the last 4 weeks. Fired to go, mate. Fired to go.
Yeah, so a good long camp.
Yeah, I need the solid 9 weeks. I like to have it. Between 8 and 10, I like to have solid, get back on the eating right, and a bit of structure.
Definitely. And so, what is it like working with Nielsen Boxing? Obviously, this next fight will be on the Nielsen Boxing card, from what I believe. And so, what is it like working with them?
Yeah, I worked with them boys for the last show, and it was a good show, mate. Like, the production was good. Everything was run smoothly from my end. And as I said, the night was good. Everyone that come and watched me and bought tickets really enjoyed the night. So that's all you can ask for.
Definitely. And so, have you been doing much research of your opponent ahead of this fight?
He actually boxed one of the boys last from my gym. So he boxed the boy Jordan from my gym. Jordan beat him on points. I was there. So I watched that fight. Obviously, I can take little bits from it, but I don't take a hell of a lot from it because styles make fights. Everyone's different, and different styles can turn up on the night. You know what I mean? So I don't take too much from it. But yeah, I have seen him. That I'll go in there and do what I'll do. It's up to Rod and the boys in the corner to put something together to execute.
Definitely. And so you've got this fight coming up October 1st, and I was just wondering, why should people come and watch you? What will be the entertaining factor of it?
To be honest, I think I am an entertaining fighter. I think I showed in the last fight that I can hurt people and finish them when I need to, which is always exciting and what people want to see. But also with regards to my movement and stuff like that, that also looks good and looks good to the eye for people to come and see. And I like to think I can do both when I need to. And a bit of all round, which I think is what people want to see.
Definitely. And so you've got this fight in October time, and it's early October. And so, is there a possible another date which you might be coming out this year, like December time, possibly?
I'd like to get out just before Christmas if I could. If I win this fight and look good doing it, I want my management to put me in for the southern area for December if I can get it. Depending on where it is. Obviously, my stablemate Jordan is boxing for the southern area on the same night as me at my weight. So obviously not going to box each other. But if he wins that and that becomes vacant around December time, then I'll be happy to go in for that. If not, then it will be a matter of ticking over till the new year.
Definitely. And so you're just at the start of your career at the moment, and I was wondering, how far do you believe you can go in the sport?
Listen, I've always wanted to go a traditional route. I always wanted to win a British title. That's my main goal for now. Anything past that, and when you get to that stage and other doors start opening up, anything past that is a bonus, mate. But I believe that British title for me is something that I can aim for and something that I think I'll achieve.
Definitely, it's a very prestigious title to win.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lovely belt as well. I like the look of it, and who wouldn't want to be a British champion as a British fighter.
Definitely. And so I'll leave it with this final question, which I always like to ask, and that is, would you like to shout anything out, my friend?
Not really, mate. Just thank everyone that buys tickets off me. It makes it a hell of a lot easier on a night. Raises the atmosphere, makes me feel good, and which makes me perform better and entertain them as well.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this interview, mate.
No worries, pal. No worries. Thanks for having me on.
Definitely, and I'm sure it won't be too long until you're fighting for them British belts, and maybe we can do a return interview then.
100%, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
All right, great. Best of luck with your upcoming fight as well.
Nice one, mate. Thanks a lot.
Okay, and if you are new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and thanks for watching.